Don.
Hi, and welcome to Josh and Tim Talk Sports. I'm Tim Shire.
I'm Josh Dome.
And we got quite a bit to talk about today. Guardians, Browns, and Olympics.
Yeah.
I got nothing from Tampa Bay.
No.
Quiet there.
Yeah.
Quiet. So, we got Guardians. Well, they had lost 7 in a row.
Yeah. Well,
Now they won 3 in a
on
row.
the win streak.
Now they won 3 in a row.
Back in the win column,
which
I'll
is
take
nice.
It is nice.
I'll always take the wins.
Definitely.
Okay, now you know me. You know me. I'm like the most optimistic Guardians fan there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some guy told me in the group last night that I'm always negative. Yeah.
You're always over predicting their wins.
I know.
Like, what?
So I tagged him in I went back and tagged him in every post for 2 weeks that I posted positive. And then he comments and says, "Oh, thanks for blowing up my phone." Well, if I'm so negative, how'd I blow up your phone?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. But I am getting a little weary of Vogt's decisions as far as the bullpen.
Ooh. Okay. Here we go.
I am. I'm getting very weary of that.
Are we talking?
Hey, how about
yesterday?
bring Scott Barlow in every game when it's close?
Are we talking yesterday?
Yesterday, Friday in Minnesota. I mean,
I think
other
yesterday.
games. During the Diamondback series.
No, yeah, the Diamondback series, yes. But yesterday, I think he made all the right decisions.
Oh, I don't think so. He's got to stop you. Why would you take Tim Herron out again and bring in Scott Barlow?
Well, he brought...
And then Nick Sandlin, who gives up the game time.
First of all, those two have been terrible.
They shouldn't be on the mound then.
Well, no, but here's his thinking. Those are guys that were pitching well at the beginning of the season. So, how do you get a guy back into pitching well? You put him in a situation where you got a bunch of runs as a lead.
But they were talking the day before that Barlow has a dead arm. Why is he pitching?
Couldn't tell you. I mean,
okay.
I think you could have gotten rid of him by now.
Put him on the IL and bring somebody up from Columbus.
Yeah.
There's got to be somebody in Columbus. Well, they could have used Xavier Curry if they hadn't DFA'd him, and the Marlins now have him.
And I'm sure he'll do very good.
Oh, he will.
I'm sure he'll do well.
He's going to have a long career. You watch. I'll bet he gets 10 years service.
Yeah, probably.
I'll bet he will.
He'll bounce around and just get the job done.
Yeah, that's it. And they could have had him for 5 more years. But, hey.
Whatever.
Maybe the analytics didn't say
he was going to be good.
Yeah, that's what I feel like he's going by. All analytics right now. You know what I mean? Like, come on. There's got to be some gut decisions in there somewhere. And it doesn't seem like there is. It's all, you can't go total analytics. You just can't do it.
Well, especially not in baseball.
No, and his little Napoleon that sits next to him, Craig Albanese, that bastard. No, he's a bastard. He's a rotten human being.
Yeah, the fact that I don't really even know who the guy is just tells you all you need to know.
He's the bench coach.
Yeah.
He was a Bowling Green's hot rod manager several years ago, and he just was a rotten guy. He was just a mean person. You know, we just ask him questions. We asked every manager for 16 years at that point, and he was just a rotten jerk. So, you know, I feel like, and I see him yesterday telling Vogt something like, looking at his little book, and then telling Vogt, like, it's not in the book always. That's like being a parent and parenting by the book all the time.
No, you got to watch what happens in real life.
You're going to fail.
Make decisions based on what you're witnessing now.
If I acted with PJ and did the exact same things with PJ that he did with Tommy, when I watch PJ, they wouldn't work. Because PJ's different than Tommy.
They're different people, right.
That's the same thing in baseball. That damn book of statistics or spin rate and all that crap.
Can only get you so far.
It's not working.
Can only get you so
I was texting with one of your former coaches last night during that game, and he said, "Here, I'm not going to say his name, but this was his last texted me when we were talking. The analytics shit will cost you in the playoffs, especially in a short series. And it will. It will. You know?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And I like Vogt. Don't get me wrong. I don't like Vogt. I think he's done a good job most of the year, but his bullpen handling, and I don't like the fact that he didn't play John Kenzie Noel as much as he should have. John Kenzie Noel from July 22nd to August 1st, they were 6-3, and he started every game. He started 6 games in the last 11, and they're 4-11, or they're 4-7. What does that tell you? The man should be in the lineup.
Keep
Thank
the
God
guy
he's in
in.
the lineup today.
Yeah, thank God
2
he
days
was
in a row.
yesterday.
I know. I know.
I think he single-handedly won that game.
Oh, I think so. He made a great
That
catch.
diving catch,
And
two
then the 2
home
home runs.
Come on.
Come on. Well, I'll tell you, when he was at Lake County, there's no way I thought that guy would be a good outfielder.
Same here. I remember watching that kid in Lake County.
The question was back then, where do you play him? Well, I guess you play him in right field.
I guess so. Keep him there.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
He's played really good defense out there, and he's got a cannon of an arm too. I mean, come on.
I got to say, I can't defend Tyler Freeman not being in the lineup anymore and saying I'm mad about that.
Yeah,
He just hasn't.
hasn't been doing it.
He just
I
hasn't.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
So
At the beginning of the year, he was.
he was.
But now he's
But
not.
then, well, but they stopped playing him too.
Yeah.
After like 3 months, he just stopped playing him.
Yeah, that doesn't
Like, I don't
help
understand.
either.
First 3 months, he played all the time.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, they stopped playing him.
Yeah.
They brought up Angel Martinez. Well, where's he now? He's back in Columbus. Okay? I don't know. But that's just,
Yeah.
questioning some of Vogt's decisions. I don't think that's wrong.
I think no.
That
but
happens.
I think certain decisions
People
are
question Frank
probably
Cohen's decision.
probably front office telling them
I
some
wouldn't
guys
be
not to
surprised.
play.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yep.
Like, hey,
When you're a rookie manager, what are you going to do? Defy them?
Yeah, right. I mean, they're looking at Tyler Freeman, who's hitting 220. Let's not play him. But that was a good 220 he was at.
It was.
It was a good 220.
He had quality hits at times that mattered. He was playing
and then
great
you stop
defense.
playing him.
I know.
I think that's some front office right there.
I think it is. I think it is too. I agree. So I also think that people are being way too hard on Lane Thomas. He's in a slump.
I agree.
You slumped?
Yeah.
Who felt worse
Of course
than
he's
you?
in a slump.
Who felt worse than you when you slumped?
Nobody.
Nobody. Nobody. And this guy's in a new place, and he's going to hear the fans boo him?
Yeah. Come on.
Come on, man.
Give the
Come
guy
on.
a break. Give the guy a break.
Come on. Yeah, give him a break.
He's a good player.
And Cleveland
He's
fans
a good
tweeting,
player.
calling him lame Thomas. You people that are doing that are losers.
You're not real fans.
No, you're losers. You just want to complain.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think that we need to give this guy a break. Maybe he needs a day off again. I didn't notice. He might not be in the lineup today. I was looking, but I didn't see him in the lineup.
I didn't check.
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I didn't notice. I'll be honest. I didn't notice. But he probably was because Freeman's not. So I don't know who else will be playing center field.
Yeah.
I like Noel, but he's not a center
Yeah.
field.
He's the right field.
Yeah, he is. I got this one for you, too. So I was arguing yesterday with Matt Snyder from CBS Sports.
Okay.
His power rankings came out, and he dropped the Guardians. He made it like he was doing them a favor last week. He put them number 1. He had to explain why, because he probably thought they weren't worthy, so he's going to explain it. So he goes back and forth with me on Twitter because I held him accountable for dropping them to 7.
Can you name 6 teams better than
No,
them?
no. He had the Orioles first, of course. I believe the Guardians won the season series from them. He had the Phillies ahead of them. Guardians beat them in Philadelphia. He had the Yankees ahead of them. He had a bunch of stuff. So he's going back. We're going back and forth, and he says, "You're not a very good arguer." And I said, "Well, you're not very good at power rankings."
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, part of my consideration was that the Guardians were 18-23 since June 25th. Okay, remember I told you he's got the Phillies like ahead of them.
Yeah, how many of those teams?
The
ahead?
Phillies are 17-22 since June 25th. And I let him know, and he never answered.
Man, I wonder
He
what the,
never
I
answered.
wonder what the Yankees are, because they can't be that great either.
No, I think they had 18 wins.
Yeah, like, what are we doing?
Yeah, well.
Six teams better
But
than
I
them?
said, I accused them of the big market bias. He said, well, the Orioles aren't exactly big market. I said, yeah, but they're in the AL East that you guys fawn over constantly.
It's a big
So
market division.
that's why. Yes. So that's why, the Orioles get an exception. It's still on, I think, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that guy was, I put him in his place and he never answered. He never answered back. So that was good.
That's what they
So yeah, those national people, they don't feel like they have to. They feel like they're better than everybody else.
do. Yep.
So let's go to the Olympics for a couple minutes here.
Lots of gold, baby.
Tied the Chinese in gold, I believe 34. The two basketballs won the gold. The women's soccer won the gold. The
Yep.
men weren't even in the Olympics because they suck. Let's
Yeah,
face it.
sounds about
The
right.
men's soccer program sucks.
Women, phenomenal.
Yeah, the men suck.
Yeah.
They're a disappointment all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, but the gymnasts did well, the
Yep.
men and the women.
Uh-huh.
The women won the team.
Mm-hmm.
Simone Biles was great.
Of course.
The Childs, I can't remember her first name right now.
Oh, I
They
know
took
who
her
you're talking
bronze
about.
and they're
Yeah.
not giving it back. They appealed today and she lost. She's not getting it back. So it went to the, I believe, Romanian gymnast. And that's tough for both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For her to think she won that Romanian and then for them to give it to the other one minutes later and then, yeah, that's a tough situation.
Yeah.
But I just saw something cool on when I was watching News Nation. The Taiwan athletes returned home today. There were like 3 or 4 of them that won medals. And they gave them a military escort. Their plane, a military escort, the last few miles of their flight. So some of the things these people win is unbelievable. That
Yeah.
they get for
Yeah.
winning.
Yeah.
Someone won, like, I think they got $200,000.
Yeah.
And they also got a house and a condo for their life.
That's crazy.
For life.
U.S. gives like 37,000.
That's
for
what
a
it
gold
is, I
medal.
believe, yeah.
It-
Yeah, but they can make money. They can make money on endorsements and stuff.
Yeah,
Even
that's
locally.
the part. Yeah,
like, you may
that's
not
the
get a
big thing.
national endorsement,
Yeah.
but like that one from like the West Side, she can get local endorsements.
Yeah.
Was it Katie Moon? I think it's, yeah. She could get like local endorsements. What I loved, and it almost got me emotional, was after the men won in basketball. I love how they, when they're talking to any of the athletes, after they win, they show who they are, and then they show their hometown, and they were talking about it after, that some athletes choose the town they live in at that time, some their birthplace. So, LeBron James, obviously, he could have said Los Angeles. No, it says Akron, Ohio. I was like,
Of course it does.
that's because he's proud.
You know who that guy is.
There's not many things you don't know about him, but that's one thing you know for sure. He is proud of where he came from. And he'll always be proud of where he
Always.
came from. Yep.
Yeah. When someone tells you to never forget where you're from, he doesn't.
No, he does not. And he very easily could have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? At this point, he's had a little success. A little bit. Not much, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's won 3 gold medals now.
Yeah.
Steph Curry got his first. He was on fire that last
Oh.
game.
Last 2 games. Jeez.
When he did that,
Sent
wasn't
them
it so
to
good?
sleep.
No, it was
God,
so
that
good,
guy's
wasn't
so good.
it? Oh my God.
It's just, man, I don't know. I grew up hating Steph
I've
Curry.
gone, yeah,
But
I've turned
the more,
corner on him.
the more I watch this guy, how can you?
Well, it also hopes they're not
like,
as good anymore.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that too. but he's a good dude too. He's a good
Yeah,
guy
I mean, he
too.
got me when he said that when they asked him, what's it like being the greatest shooter in NBA history? And he said, well, I'm not. And they said, well, who is? And he said, my dad. I was
Wow.
like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, I remember Del Curry. and he was really good.
Yeah.
He was.
Oh yeah.
You know, the
Oh,
three
yeah.
wasn't the big deal like it is now.
But he was a good
If it
shooter.
had been,
Yeah.
a lot more people would know Del Curry.
Oh yeah.
And they know Mark Price. You know.
Oh yeah.
And Steve Kerr was a really good
Steve
three-point
Kerr was
shooter
an
too.
excellent
He
shooter.
really was.
He's got like
The
the
Cavs
highest
got rid
field
of
goal
him.
percentages of all time.
Cavs got rid of him and he won like 6 championships.
Yeah.
I think 3 with the Bulls and 2 with the Spurs. maybe?
yeah. Something like
Yeah,
that.
it worked out well for
Oh
him.
yeah.
It did.
Well, he's got like the highest career like 3-point percentage ever or
He's
something
great.
like that, man.
He's great.
Yeah, he was that good.
Yeah, he was. So, that was awesome. I like the views of Paris. Like, it was so cool. Like, that place has got to be really cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Eiffel Tower and all that
Yeah.
stuff. I can't wait till it's in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I remember the
2028,
84.
baby.
I remember 84. And it was really great, you know. And it's going to be, some of the stuff's going to be at the Coliseum. You know, they're going to have it where the Chargers play, where the Clippers play. That's going to have basketball games.
Yep.
I'm sure they're going to have stuff where the Lakers play too. I would have to think. Why would you not?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's going to be a lot of stuff there. You know, and I just hope that, you know, and I know they love to take over everything. Look, this is the Olympics, and there's a lot of different events in sports. I hope the NFL doesn't hijack it and NBC doesn't fall into this flag football, and you talk about that constantly. Come on. It's the first time it's going to be in the Olympics. Treat it like you treat other, basically, exhibition sports.
Yeah.
Baseball's going to be back.
I can't believe bowling's not an Olympic sport.
I know. I think it was at one point. I seem to remember it when I was young. I can't be sure about that. But I got to say, I saw our former technical producer, Tony Mark Throckmorton's mom, Deanna, said, how can bowling not be in the Olympics?
Yeah.
But breaking is.
Right.
I actually watched it and liked it.
Really?
I did. Because I liked how they root for each other.
Yeah. That's cool.
They watch them, they root for each other
Yeah,
as they're
yeah.
doing it.
That's cool.
You know, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But
sounds like a fun time.
if I had to choose, I think I'm putting bowling in over that.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, they got synchronized swing.
It is what it is at this point.
Yeah, there's not really. I can't really complain about it.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
so
it is what it is. But you know
we
what?
like bowling more, so of course we. Like.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, while we're on the Olympics, Tim, let me ask you this: what did you think about Noah Lyles when he said that, you know, the Celtics win the NBA championship and call themselves world champions, but they're just champions of the United States? And then all the NBA players go and trash talk him, and what does he do? He goes and wins gold.
He did,
I
but
think that's backing up your point.
he only
there.
won bronze in the other one.
Yeah, but she's still. I mean, winning gold
No,
in
he
anything
backs-
is hard to do.
He can back it up pretty much. He talks a lot. He talks a lot.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
winning-
I'm not a guy
but
that
winning a
likes the
gold-
talking. But he
winning-
did win a gold.
He won a gold. You know
He
how
did.
hard that is to do?
And I don't know, the basketball guy, well, Tariq Hill, too, saying he
Yeah.
could beat him in a race. I saw a poll online that I thought for sure, because it was like from an NFL person, I thought, okay, this is going to be so slanted. Of course, NFL people are going to... No! It was like 73% said he would beat Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that people realize
Yeah.
that Tyreek Hill is just shit-talking.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Let the guy have his moment.
Yeah.
He won the friggin' gold medal.
Yep.
You know? He's not coming and trying to take his job, so why does he
No.
have to say anything? I don't know. Some people just have to talk, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And, I want to give one more last shout
Yeah.
out to Sydney McLaughlin winning another gold, breaking her own record.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was with Katie Ledecky. Oh my God. Like, it's crazy, you know, how good these people are. The work that goes into that.
It's extreme.
People don't even realize that.
Extreme.
Yes, extreme is a perfect word for that. If you're an Olympic athlete, you have been through extreme training. You're away from your families, your friends. You don't get much of a break.
All you do is train.
That's it. And it's hard. I can't even imagine it.
Me neither.
So it's congratulations to the USA
Yes.
and all the athletes.
Just
in the world.
everyone, you know.
Even those little countries, they
Yeah.
send a guy, man, he's got
Come
no
on.
chance.
Yeah.
But he's there.
He's there.
He's there.
You're
He's in the
still
Olympics, and we're
representing
not.
a country, you know.
What I mean?
He's still representing a
Is it
country.
the Turkish gunman? The Turkish sharpshooter? He didn't even have a uniform.
Oh.
Didn't even have a unit.
Wow.
All the other guys, they use one hand, other hand on his yeah.
Wow.
Showed up there like 2 minutes before he had to be there. Yeah. Yeah. He says he's gonna be in LA too. He's
Wow.
51.
Wow.
Yeah,
right.
so that's pretty good.
All right.
So he'll be the same age as me when he gets to LA, which is gonna be it'll be cool to
Yeah.
see this guy like compete. You know, I mean, these or the Ukraine gymnast. The guy
Yeah.
almost won.
Yeah.
You know, people wanted him to quit because he, you know, of the criticism he would get. And he's like, I have to be inspiring. If I quit, why are people our people will quit? You know, that guy, like, it's great and watching it, you know, and seeing his kid there, and it's the Olympics is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
It is.
You know. So, but we got like 7 minutes, 8 minutes. We could talk about the Browns. There's some stuff going on. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how you feel about the stadium thing.
Yeah. I know there was a lot going on behind the scenes for that.
He asked for $600 million from the county for the Brooklyn Brook Park. That's a lot of money. They said no, they can't do it. You know, they could do less, and if it's built in Cleveland, and they want it in Cleveland. They don't want it. They don't want it to leave downtown. There's two things. The businesses would suffer. I don't care what anyone says. They would suffer. Also, let's be honest here. Chris Ronayne, the county executive, main guy. I don't know if there's even 20,000 votes in Brook Park, but I'll bet you there's close to 250,000 votes in Cleveland.
Yeah, probably.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You piss the 250,000 off, you might not get reelected. Because most of his votes probably come from Cleveland. I would think they do.
Yeah.
So there's politics involved, and there is. And Jimmy
Yeah.
Haslam should understand that his brother was the
Yeah.
governor of Tennessee. You know, so look, wherever it is, it'll be. And I'd like to see the new one whenever it's done.
Yeah.
Whether they renovate this one or, you know, I'm not against people having a nice place. They should have a nice facility. The
Yeah.
Cavs do and the Guardians do.
Yeah.
So they should also. But I find it funny when Browns fans do say, "Oh, you need a dome. We need a dome," and they always use the, "You can have other events there." Well, you can.
Yeah.
But then they say things like, "I'm sick of sitting out in the cold." Well, you know what? And you're not one of them. And Tommy's not one of them. And I know, like my cousin Jackie, she's been going since we were kids. Her dad was a huge Browns fan. You know, you guys can handle the weather. You can. And you're not going to bitch about it.
And I hate the cold.
I
but
was a
I'll
red
sit
right.
there.
I was a red right '88 kid. Okay, I set out in that. If you're so tough, like some of these people like to say they are, why can't you sit out in the cold?
Yeah.
Sit out in the cold.
I mean, honestly, sitting out in the cold is Browns culture.
That's what it's supposed to
It's
be.
Browns culture.
You lose your home field advantage putting it in a dome.
Yeah.
You do. I mean, sure, you're gonna have a loud crowd, but they face loud crowds everywhere they go. Come on, play in the cold.
I'm personally just not a huge fan of the dome. I understand the idea. You can get more events, make more money, but it's just everything in this world is about money now.
I've been in 2 domes, Josh. The old Silver Dome and the Lucas Oil Stadium in
Indeed.
Indianapolis. They're sterile. They're boring. They're, I don't know. There's just something. You're sitting there watching a football game inside. It's not as. It's not
just
the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look, Tampa. You know, oh, you're a Buccaneers fan. They got good. No, they don't always have good weather. They have like 2 games, 3 games a year that usually get delayed by lightning. There's video of 1976 where the one concourse, the stairs look like a waterfall. That was the game they clinched to win the division in 1979 against the Chiefs, 3-0. 3-0
Jeez.
because it rained the entire game. So no, I just think that the elements are part of the NFL. If the Packers had a dome, would we have the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field? No, we wouldn't. That's a great thing. That's one of the greatest NFL things.
History matters, people.
Yes.
History's important.
Build it by the lakefront, face your asses off, and root for your team. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot more rewarding to win that AFC championship someday, sitting down there in that freezing cold weather. Because that's what you are, Clevelanders.
And that's what you waited for. Not a dome.
Exactly. Exactly.
You haven't spent all this time in a dome.
No.
Like, why now?
You froze your asses off.
Yeah.
What are you gonna cop out and get a? He doesn't want it to make
Man.
fans happy.
My-
He is all about making money.
He is.
Yeah, that's all he cares about.
That is true.
Although I think
Yep.
probably 32 of 32 NFL owners pretty much only care about making money.
Yeah, yeah.
And 30 of 30 Major League owners care about making money.
I'd agree
And
with
30 of 30 NBA owners care
that.
about
I'd
making.
also
That's
agree
it.
with that.
I don't know how many NHL teams there are right
Yeah,
now.
I don't know.
But
Couldn't tell
they
ya.
care too. But let's, I just hope that it gets worked out.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want them to move.
no.
No.
To me, I was just thinking about this the other day because I'm living right by the practice facility.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Are you in Berea?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in Berea?
I live,
okay.
I live right next
Have you
to
been
the
down the
practice
street that has the
facility.
lines?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. I live right next to the practice facility, and it's just, it would feel weird if it's not downtown to me,
Yeah, it's odd.
It's just, almost every stadium in sports is downtown.
Yeah, there's some that aren't.
But
Like the
most
Bills play in
are.
Orchard Park,
But-
and their new stadium's
but
in Orchard
most
Park.
are.
Most are. You're
it,
right.
It would just feel a little weird to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens.
1932 was when that stadium opened, and the Cleveland Rams played there. Okay? Cleveland football has always been played right there. Right there. Nowhere else. Right there on that spot. Well, I think they might have played at League Park a little bit, but still. How long has it been there? It's been there forever.
Yeah.
But here we go, this con man wanting to come in and change everything. Acting like he's doing you a favor. He's not. He's not. And a lot of the media are falling for it, too.
They usually do.
Well, of course they do. They always fall for what the Browns owners have to say. Let's get to some other stuff real quick. Well, it looks like they failed in the Brandon Ayuk trade. Going to Pittsburgh.
Don't even get me started.
They're finalizing it this afternoon.
Do you know how
That's-
angry I got when I heard that trade offer?
Well, that's why he... Oh, I know.
You know how angry.
That's why he released that video of the proposed stadium. Because that was the day it turned, and he was going to go to the Steelers. So they're like, oh boy, they'll talk about the stadium, they'll forget about this. And of course they did.
It makes me so angry because I would take Amari Cooper over Brandon Ayuk 10 times out
Well,
of
you know
10.
why? Because he's loyal. Brandon Ayuk is not loyal.
In Amari Cooper, he's just a good
He's really good.
receiver.
Yeah,
he's a
he is.
really good receiver. He does everything you ask him
Yeah, I'd
to do,
rather
and he
have
does
Cooper.
everything right.
I'd rather have Cooper. But
He's
they
got
pissed him off,
solid
too.
hands. Like
They probably pissed him off, too.
Exactly. That's what really
Well, what do they
pisses me
do?
off.
They do that kind of shit, don't
Yeah,
they?
they do.
Well, this is Baker
they do.
Mayfield at the receiver position.
As soon as I heard that, I said, man, I'm going to start looking for other teams to root for because, god damn, I can't with this ownership anymore.
I know. It's bad.
Why
It's
would
tough.
you try and get rid of someone like that?
I know. But you're going to probably
God.
keep a guy like, let's finish this off, defensive tackle Michael Hall, even if the allegations against him are true. They'll keep him because he's good.
And that
right?
made me angry because I liked the guy until I
Yeah,
heard
I
that.
know.
An
I
Ohio
thought good
State
things
guy.
about him. I
An Ohio
know.
State guy.
Yeah, I know.
So that made me angry too.
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not.
Because trust me, as a Browns fan, it makes me angry.
Yeah.
This stuff makes me angry.
Yeah. Well, we're running low. That's about it.
Yeah.
Until next week, I'm Tim Shire.
I'm Josh Dome.
2 weeks until our first NFL show. We'll see you then.